Hmm. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Conversations with Anasa. So happy to see you this morning. We'll let everybody get in. Okay, so let's start with meditation. And we'll take a deep breath in all the way down to the tip of the tailbone. Feeling into the base of our spine. And as you pay attention to the tip of the tailbone, when your breath comes in, feel it move slightly back. And when your breath goes out, it goes slightly forward. And you may notice that as you do this, your breath starts to lengthen a little bit. And you don't have to lengthen it on purpose. It's not about holding our breath or anything like that. It's about coming into our superpower of expanded awareness. So, holding your attention at the tip of your tailbone, feel for the space in between the breaths. And allow yourself to settle into that space between the breaths. There's a real quiet there. And so, this is what to do when life gets so agitating that we can't stand it. We get quiet inside and feel for the space between the breaths. And then our body starts to regulate in a different way. There's a calm that comes in. And when we really understand that the truth of the matter is nobody gets out of here alive, we can just accept that, even though it's a concept for most of us. By now, we've all had people close to us die, or not, but probably. And so we know in a visceral way that that's how the story changes for us ultimately. So we can feel into that calm between the breaths and know that that's a constant. That will still be there when the breath is not. And this is one of the main reasons we're teaching you to cultivate this space. And this awareness is like a superpower because as we cultivate this space, the fear of death is less pervasive. So you may notice that what happens between the breaths is a deep stillness. When you're ready, gently move your attention to the energy place just below the belly button. Holding your attention in that energy center, breathe. Energy follows attention. So as we learn to move our attention to different places, our awareness becomes tuned to these energy centers. And the reason group meditation works is because our systems are finely tuned to resonance. So when one of us finds the center, it's easier to tune ourselves to that place. Again, feeling into this space between the breaths and allowing the resonance to be a felt experience in the energy center below our belly button. When you're ready, take your attention into the energy center in the solar plexus. This is at the bottom of the front of the rib cage. Breathe into the stillness between the breaths. Hold your attention in that stillness. Allow everything that wants to corrupt that stillness to be outside of the space of your meditation. You can pick it up when you leave. It will still be there. Unless you're really lucky. When you're ready, gently allow your attention to move up to your heart center in the very middle of your chest. Feel for the space between the breaths in your heart center. When you're ready, allow your attention to gently move up to the throat center. Breathing into that space, feel for the stillness between the breaths. When you're ready, gently take your attention through the roof of the mouth where the hard palate meets the soft palate. Directly above that to the third eye. In the center of your head. You may discover you have to change your posture to feel that alignment through your body. For most of us, our head is way, way forward of our central channel. Hold your attention in the third eye. Breathing into the stillness space between the breaths. At some point, your attention will just naturally rise up and through the top of your head as you connect to the circulation of your own energy field. Allowing that to explain itself to you. As you unify the resonance of your breath with this sacred space you hold within you. holding to this sacred space, this subtle awareness within your beingness. Gently open your eyes, slowly. There's no hurry. We're delighted to be with you this morning. How may we serve? We welcome your questions, experiences, whatever you'd like to share.
Hi.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I've been better. I got a poison spider bite on my leg that's affecting my whole body, especially my leg. So I'm with that in a kind of a peaceful way. It takes a long time for it to heal. So, and it happens almost regularly once a year.
How
So it's a very
interesting.
bizarre occurrence. But while we were meditating, I took a look again at the concept of the fear of death. And what I've noticed is that my fear is not of death itself, but on the way, the debilitation, the inability to function in life is more prominent. And um, also, the fact of missing the beautiful natural world. Uh, I mean, it's so amazing. As I get older, my awareness expands to a deeper appreciation of the natural world. And
What
that I
makes you
wouldn't call
think
it
that
exact,
that will not be present until you
pardon
die?
me?
What makes you think that you'll lose that before you die?
Well, not before I die, that after I die. I won't have my senses. But before I die, I may not have abilities. And anyway, so for me, any trepidation is about the decline, the declining years before I die, and that the fear of death is not really, I mean, I don't know what death is. So I've sort of relieved myself of conceiving anything that would be fearful. Plus, my dad told me he'd seen death and there was nothing to be afraid of. And that sort of, even though I was a child at the time, it made a big impression. Um,
Yes, because your father was very trustworthy. He would not lie about that.
he would not lie about that, not in the state that he was, which was right on the edge of death himself. Well, I'm sure he went over and back a couple of times. But so I did trust that. I just put it in as a fact. Um,
So we'll tell you what we've noticed about people as they approach death. And we'll talk about people with some awareness because everybody here has that. So we don't need to worry about other people. We'll just worry about for us. And what happens is that there is a practice period. It can be any length of time where people come and go, and their energy becomes occupied with the other side more than this side. This will be true for all of us because we've made some effort to cultivate that awareness for most of us for decades. And so it's not that so much is perceived of as loss. As you notice, as you're aging, you're not exactly concentrating on what's leaving, are you?
no, but I am aware that things are leaving, um, abilities, and I was just told I needed surgery to correct cataracts, and that's not very happifying. But anyway, the things are declining, and like I said, the lead up to the death, where I feel I will be relieved of duty, is the if I wanted to put it that way, scary part. It's not scary so much as uh, what concerning. I don't know what it is. It's like, oh dear, more like things are not working as well, and they're going away. So my sensory apparatus is already leaving, and mostly I will miss this exquisite world. That's the
What
exquisite
makes you
part of
think that you won't return to it, that this is the end of it?
I don't I just know that something goes, and I don't know what remains.
Well,
You have um given a hint as to how to approach that by the stillness between the breaths, because there is a thing there. It's like open space, and um it's not at all scary. The what I used to call the void is not scary. Um at one point I realized it's filled with love. So that part is not scary. But leaving this world, I mean, I'm out in the garden and it's so beautiful. I know I'm only getting a fraction of what is possible to be aware of. And I, it's not so much regret, or, but I feel like I'd miss it.
well, there's
That
so
makes
many
sense?
ways to go with that. This is why we're being quiet for a minute. What will serve, what answer will serve the highest here? And, we understand that part of what's motivating your question is that you are in a state of pain and restriction from this spider bite, which has influenced your chemistry to um, uh, feel into the the deficit side of aging and approaching death. But
That and the cataract surgery up looming in the
right,
front.
we will all probably have cataract surgery because it's of such huge benefit. What happens is that very, very slowly our eyes develop these films that literally, a film that literally covers our vision, but it happens so subtly we don't notice it. And then the release of it happens so quickly that it's as though somebody turned on the lights, not only the
That's what
lights, but the color. And
Yeah,
so
that's what my mother said. She said, I didn't know that the bathroom wasn't yellow, but it didn't have yellow.
exactly, because it
But
turns everything a shady yellow and you don't even have any idea. And then suddenly it's returned. And they're so sophisticated now that they can correct your vision as they replace the lens. So it's really, this is not something to be dreaded or feared. It's actually a huge gift and will change your life for the better overnight.
okay, my stepdad um had a kind of a botched surgery and he had his retina damaged.
So
So
it's
there's
very
that.
important that you go to somebody who does 100 of these a week or a month, not a
Yeah,
week. But,
well, yeah, I
you
do have
know,
somebody.
this is such a common surgery that an eye surgeon will go to India and do 30 in a day, one person. So it's not, it's in terms of its complexity, it's up there with the very basic, hernia surgery and appendectomy that we, many people have had either of those, which are the simplest of surgeries. And cataract surgery is that for eye surgeons. So
Right.
as long as you go to a competent surgeon, yes, sometimes there is difficulty around the procedure, and you never know if you're going to be one of those people. But at this age and stage, and especially if you do it soon before all our Medicare medical care disappears. And
Ah, yes.
and
Well, we do belong to Kaiser, and my husband had a surgeon do his eyes, and it worked very well. Um, the the fact of my vision uh, changing, I've painted anyway. I haven't done it for a long time, but watercolors, and my world is kind of more watercolory now with my eyes the way that they are, and it's not a problem for me. But my optometrist said they're going to take away your license if you don't get it fixed. Um, she was quite abrupt about that. And I may be the driver um, soon, the main driver, so I need to keep that capability.
so yeah, go get them taken care of. You'll be amazed.
Okay, thank you so much. That's really relieving. The spider bite has, it is like being high, but not in a good way. Um, and so, but the thoughts that I expressed earlier about death and the fear being mostly around being debilitated and losing the beauty of the world, um, they've been around for a long time before the spider bite. That's not a thing that come because of the spider bite, I don't think.
No, and we all have that. You're voicing it for everyone. It's not um uncommon.
Unique.
What the spider bite has done is it's You're living from the spider bite instead of from the awareness of the beauty,
Instead of from the awareness of what?
of the beauty.
Mm,
There's a way in which the chemistry of the spider bite has pulled your attention into uh, the shadow rather than the beauty of the, in this time of year, there's such an emergence of bounty from the earth. And you're
I know.
aware of that when you're in it. And that is the feeling that comes out of the stillness that we experience in meditation, that
Yeah.
awareness of beauty. And you have that. And generally in meditation, that's where you go. But when we have something wrong with our body, it kind of grounds us to the earth in a way that we go into our shadow pain side and we're more aware of our fear. And every fear ends up being a fear of death. When you examine it closely, every fear comes down to fear of death because that's the unknown. And the known doesn't scare us so much because we know it. But the unknown, and so meditating and coming into stillness, which is the entrance into this vast open space, which is, as you said, love. Cultivating this awareness gives us the experience of that vastness before we become that.
Yeah. The question still is for me that I feel that I don't have a fear of death so much as a fear of dying,
Mm,
the
yeah,
dying process.
yeah, that's the truth for everybody. That's really true. It's
Well, is
it's
it different from the fear of death? Because really, I- death is such an unknown thing. I don't even know enough to fear it, really, in a way. But the dying, I've been witnessing that, and it's not a pretty picture. Um, that is the part that's scary to me.
well, the only thing that's playing in our head is the Mrityunjaya mantra, which is actually the mantra for enlightenment, which is considered the mantra to say to prepare for death. And it's one we've shared with you numerous times. Triambakam yijamahe sugandim pushtivartanam orvarukamiva bandana mrityur mukshi amritata. This mantra is to prepare us for death. That's what it is. It's the entry into enlightenment. And that's all we can say about it because
Yes,
language doesn't bridge that gap.
and the
But
mantra is not language.
the mantra is vibration. It's
Okay.
it's it's a vibration that we can reach with our mind. And so that mantra is like a hook for our mind to carry us across this field of fear.
Hmm. Okay, kind of like a boat.
Exactly. And we put our
So
mind in the boat by anchoring it with the mantra. That's how
I
we
have the
stay in
mantra,
the boat.
I have the mantra written out right in front of me on the my coffee table. Um, and I must say, I haven't referred to it recently. I'm the Mane Padme Om kind of gal. And the long one uh is a challenge to remember, but I got it at one point where I could actually repeat it without looking at my notes.
Well, it's one that's really worth saying because that vibration of that mantra is very uplifting. Having practiced it quite a bit, whenever there is any kind of difficulty, that mantra really works. And since the final difficulty, this is really, can we meet our death with enlightenment? This is the yes. This is the
Yeah.
yes frequency for that.
Yeah.
And and the beauty of it is it requires no other. We always, well, I don't know if it's like this for you, but in our deepest moments, we ask for help.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Well, imagine that in that deepest moment, instead of feeling like you need to reach for some other to help you, Triambakam yajamahe sugandim pushtivartanam urvarukamiva bandhana mrityur mukshi amritata. And it ends with Amrita, the nectar of bliss. So this is the boat.
Yeah.
And it's not a belief system, it's a frequency, it's a
I get that.
vibration.
Yeah.
And the vibration carries us into the nectar of bliss. And so, with practice of embracing the nectar of bliss, we become that as and enlightenment is, if you there was a conversation a number of years ago with the Dalai Lama and another very enlightened being from Africa. I can't remember who it was, but they got together and they were like two 10-year-old boys laughing. It was just the most amazing thing I have ever seen. And it just showed me that it's about frequency. It's about finding that bliss inside ourselves and hanging on to it. And and this is what spiritual practice is. It's learning frequency and becoming fluent in frequency until we trust the frequency of bliss and
Mm.
can take ourselves across that space of terror as we greet the unknown.
It eases our ability to let go, actually. I
It
mean,
does more
I've
than that.
seen.
It is the frequency of where we're headed. And
So, okay.
faith is hooking ourselves to that frequency and practicing it. That's what faith is when we find a solution and we decide we're going to practice it until we master that vibration in ourselves. The faith is the faith that it will work. And the
Right.
only thing that you're risking here is that it doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, it's the
We're
best
back at
thing we,
we're
it's
back
the
at
best
square
thing
one
we
anyway.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The worst thing that will happen is it doesn't work. But then we'll know that, and the next time around we'll have a different solution.
Okay.
Does this make any
Well,
sense? It's the best
yo,
we've
yeah.
got.
Oh, that's
If you hook
totally
yourself to, yeah, you hook yourself to the frequency of absolute love. That's
yeah,
what bliss is. It's like ecstatic love. You
right.
hook yourself to that frequency, and then if you're in that frequency, who cares what happens next? You're in that frequency, and that is accomplishment.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Oh, yeah, totally. Uh, I I still would like you to address the preamble to that,
The
which
preamble is
is
that if you're saying that mantra, you're already in bliss. And the reason that you like to be in the garden is because you feel the bliss inside yourself. It's not because the garden has any secret.
right. The garden is just a catalyst in a way. And I understand that it is a metaphor too. I mean, oh my gosh, so many metaphors in the garden, but um,
But really, it's the feeling in you that happens when you're in the garden that you're worried you're going to lose. We are
ah,
giving you a frequency that can take you there anytime you want.
I won't need
Anytime
the garden.
you don't need the garden if you know the frequency to bliss, to the height of ecstatic love. If you know how to get to that frequency, you don't need any props.
Okay. Okay. So on the
And
way,
ultimately, when you lose your mind, you don't lose the feeling, you don't lose the bliss. So when you master that vibration, you don't need the words anymore because you know the feeling. And
right,
that's what it's really about.
you're in the feeling,
You hold to the feeling.
right,
And when you have the feeling, then there's no need to grasp for anything else because what you're really after is that frequency, that vibration in yourself that connects you to the highest possible frequency of love. When you know that, then there's nothing to fear, there's nothing to worry about. You just become that.
right.
And the only faith that's required is enough gathering your intention enough to learn the mantra and practice it. That is where faith is important because you have to gather your attention, you have to gather the words, learn the words, and say them into your body. You install the words in each one of your energy centers, and that awakens the energy centers to that frequency until you become that vibration. And some people have to say it once, and some people have to say it for 10 lifetimes. And it doesn't matter which one of those people we are, because the sooner we get started, the sooner we'll learn that frequency.
Got it. Thank
It's,
you so much.
oh, you're
Um,
so welcome. You know, we're constantly saying spirituality is simple, living it is complicated, but
yeah,
spirituality itself is simple. We turn our attention inside for everything that we're trying to get from outside of us. We realize that that's really available inside us. The inside of us is all we've got. You know, outside of us is pure illusion.
yeah.
It is. So we need to gain some resonance with what really is going to help us to get out of here in the finest way
Yeah,
possible.
yeah,
We don't want to wander around anymore. We want the real thing. And the real thing is the highest experience that's available to every human being. And what is that but ecstatic love?
Yep.
And that those
Got
are
it.
just words until you have mastered that frequency inside
Frequency.
yourself.
Yay.
And meditation is nothing but reaching for that frequency inside ourselves over and over and over, over and over and over and over, till we are that frequency.
Yeah. I I can feel that as a possibility,
You
as
can
a
feel it as
reality,
a possibility. You want to practice until you feel it as a
as
reality.
a reality. Yep. Yep.
And what
Got it.
happens is that you'll experience it as a reality for a moment.
Yeah, I have.
And that's why you're here, because you've experienced that as a reality for a moment. What we're encouraging you to do is to practice that vibration until you experience it for a moment every day, or until you experience it for 10 moments a
All the
day.
time.
And
Yeah.
the moments keep getting closer together.
Yeah.
And the truth is the fear doesn't leave, but the moments overpower the fear.
Yeah. They take up the
And
space,
and you know that the fear isn't the truth. The fear is the transient thing as you're riding the boat across the way.
the void, right?
Yeah, but you don't expect the fear to go. That's a mistake. You
Okay.
understand that that fear is our desire to keep everything the same in every moment
Yeah.
because
Boy, do I have that. I'm a
that
double Capricorn. I want to keep everything the same.
well, this is what it is to be human. We're afraid of everything we don't know, which is everything outside of ourselves. But when we learn ourselves on the inside and we begin to master the frequency, just even a little bit, then we get a choice. Now your choice is to go out to the garden to feel good. But if you could go to your inner garden and plant this frequency and come back to it, come back to it, come back to it, feed it, water it, grow it
Cultivate.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cultivation. It it's I can ignore the garden sometimes, but I'm getting that this is not something that I can afford to ignore or let go. This is my work,
Well,
actually.
yes. And, in a way, it's like you're dreading the cataract surgery, but everybody around you is saying, this is going to make your life much better.
Yeah, it's not the after effects, it's the actual surgery working on my eyeballs. I That just gives me the willies.
It will give you the willies until you've done it. And then you're like, why was I so scared of that?
Okay.
Really, I
Yeah.
I
Um,
have a lot of
he's he-
patients who have gone to cataract surgery, and nobody, nobody runs for that experience
yeah, no.
until
Well,
they've had the first
he
eye
has a good
done.
report. He's
Yeah,
had a good report.
once they've had the first eye done, then they want to have the second eye done sooner. That's what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
He
the
says
truth.
yes.
Yeah, but see,
Okay. Well, thank you for that because that one I can let go.
but
The
the thing is, we do everything because we think it's going to give us what we want. And so we have to sit down and say, what is it that we really want? What is the desire beyond all desires that motivates every desire? And we can say with total clarity that that desire is love. But
Oh,
because
yeah.
we don't really have a definition for that word, it's just sort of this amorphous feeling. We take it
Yeah.
even further and we say the most highest refined experience of love is ecstatic love. Ecstatic love that can't imagine any experience better than this. That's what ecstatic love is. It's like, oh my God. And the feeling in that is if I die right now, it'll be okay. That's the
Yeah.
feeling when we're in ecstatic love.
Yep.
If you feel back to the experiences you've had of that. So, what we're saying is that this mantra is the cultivation of that frequency in you, even if you don't feel it the first time you say it, or maybe the 10,000th time you say it. The faith is required that this mantra contains that frequency. And then as we say it, and how you say it is important. When you say mantra, you're not saying it to please somebody outside yourself.
No.
You are saying it to install it in the energy centers within your body. So if you
Okay.
just say it between your ears, it's not going to do
Not
what
it.
you need it to.
Yeah.
You have to say it throughout your body. You have to
All
say
the
it,
centers.
you have to say it in your little toe.
Ah,
You have to say it.
okay.
Every cell of your body needs to be informed of ecstatic bliss. Every cell in your body.
Okay.
Now, the danger is if you really do that, you may live for a very long time because it's also quite healing.
But you probably can go whenever you want. Is that true?
If you master this frequency, that's true.
Right.
Or maybe we'll say when you master this frequency, then you may have a choice.
Okay. That's what it seems like. It's tricky because it's not exactly suicide.
Well, it's not worth worrying about.
No,
By the
no,
time you
it's not
get
worth.
there, by the time you get there, the truth is it won't matter
Right. Okay.
because it doesn't, reality has nothing to do with time and space.
Yep.
Reality,
I've
ultimate
seen.
reality is outside time and space, but it's not outside of ecstatic bliss.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this has been great. Thank you so much. I can't tell you. It's ticked a lot of boxes, I'll say.
Mm. Mm. What else?
Good morning.
Good morning. So nice to see you.
Nice to be here. Um, I've had so much attention on death and dying in the last few years, and I just want to share that OSHA, Osho Bardo app has helped me so much. It is such a beautiful experience. I highly recommend it to everybody. It
Yeah,
just
it's wonderful.
it's so beautiful, and really it prepares you for the experience of dying. And you're absolutely correct, the fear doesn't go away, but it's very consoling to know that it can be a beautiful experience.
And it's also helpful to have, a button you can push on your phone when you're feeling fear and you can
Yeah,
just lay down and go through the Bardo experience. And
yes, yes,
it's called Bardo, Bardo, and
yeah.
it's an app. And I don't know that it even says anything about Osho on the app. I
Uh,
can't remember.
I think you have to go to the Osho website. I don't remember. I've had it for so long.
Yeah, you may have to go to the Osho website to buy it. I can't remember. And for sure you buy it in US dollars, but you pay in euros. So, but it's only $7, so it ends up to
Yeah,
be,
it's nominal. It's
yeah,
definitely worth every
yeah. And
cent.
it's not long. It's about what, 20 minutes.
Yes, but it's so beautiful, and
It is so beautiful.
and when I really feel that overwhelming fear come over me, I lay down with that.
Mm.
It's
Yes,
lovely.
we've done that quite a bit too. It's
Yeah,
really, really, really uh
it's the real real.
it's helpful. Yes. Yeah, it's and it's worthy of our attention. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, because it's a little disappointing to hear you say the fear doesn't go away, but I
But
guess
it's
that's
the
just the fact
truth.
of life. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the fact of life.
Yes.
I keep thinking the more, if I do a lot of work in that area, I'll overcome the fear, but that's not going to go away.
Well, we kind of don't have any choice as we age. We're doing
Yeah,
the work. It's not like we it's not like we can put it off. I
yeah.
mean, we
My
can,
daddy,
we
my
can,
daddy used to say, when you got to go, you got to go.
yeah, yeah. And denial is a possibility.
What's that?
Denial is a
Oh
possibility. It's a
yeah.
choice.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
choice that we make some of the time.
It's one of my favorites.
Yes. Yeah. So we love this discussion.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Pam, for bringing that up.
Yeah.
It's definitely needed.
Mm-hmm. Well, this cup is almost as big as my head. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Um, I often find when I go outside, I have so many little birds that know me. I'll
Uh-huh.
sing or doodle doodle them, and they just come out and like almost dance around me. And that like just takes me into such joy. I get often just almost every day a hit of that. And the hummingbird comes out, the chickadees, the bush tits, they're just, and they have babies now, which is pretty cool. So they're pretty sweet and they're getting to know me. And I just, this little zone opens up for me that is so precious. So
Mhm.
anyway, it is a big deal. And I guess we'll just be in the moment and find the sweetness as we go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what we're giving you this morning is just another prop.
Love it.
Yeah. But these props are helpful
Yes.
because, with the understanding that everything important happens inside us. There
Mm-hmm.
is nothing out there that is going to make our life better in any way that's not very transient.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. It's true. You don't want to be seeking all the time to just get a moment of rest, but uh, maybe so if you're directed to the right inspiration that
Well,
just
you just told us, you walk outside and the birds come to you and you're in heaven. That's
is really
that's how we
true.
experience that.
Yeah.
See, the truth is that heaven is inside us
Yes.
and available. And when we learn to choose it, then we experience it more and more often.
Yeah.
But what we're cultivating in meditation is that choice.
Yes,
That
yes.
understanding. And most of us have had so many negative experiences that that's the frequency that most likely arises when we get quiet, is the either
Mm,
the fear of repeating negative experience,
right.
the negative experience that hasn't totally, exhausted itself in our chemistry and
Mhm.
left, that still has resonance for us. So cultivating the allowing of the
Mm.
frequencies that attract the birds is where we are.
Yeah.
And and because the birds are attracted to the love within us.
Mm.
And more than
Yes.
birds,
They
everything,
know that. They feel that.
they
Yeah.
are that.
Yes,
They
that's
they have
right.
never cultivated any idea of separation. They can't imagine that human beings are separate from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when they see a human who's not separate from that, they're like,
Let me get out
with
of here.
us. Yes.
Don't be so
And so,
loud out there. Stop it.
and life is celebration.
Yeah.
And we are cultivating the frequency that will allow us to carry that celebration
Yes.
beyond this experience of life.
I since I've been detoxing candida, there's some places in me, well, for sure, that I've tucked away. So there's more of that coming up, and it's like, oh wow, experiences that I've tampered down. So it's like this stuff is emerging. So I'm just trying to be very gentle with it and spend more time with the birds and
And be gentle with yourself with
yeah,
any detox or experiences,
yeah,
doctor.
yes,
Detox is one of the most dangerous things that we've seen in people because when it happens too fast, it can undermine the capacity of the body to uh, handle what's being detoxed.
oh yes,
And so detox is dangerous. We stopped doing it in our practice, several decades ago because the people who need it the most are the people who can handle it the least.
uh-huh. Well,
And
good
so
point. Because
even though it looks like the
yeah,
fix it, it can make things immeasurably worse.
well, it definitely puts the loud horn on it.
So we're just going to say go slow. We're not
Thank
going
you.
to say don't
I
do it,
figured
but
that out. I've figured that out through the steps. As no
and
one's
and
guiding me.
that micro doses of everything are more powerful on you than macro doses on most people because you have a you have a hair trigger energetic system
I do.
because you are so available to frequency,
Hmm.
and which means that the frequency can take you places you don't want to go.
Right.
And detox is one of those things that, as you're saying, what's coming up out of it is difficult.
Yeah.
Our advice is less is more, less is more, less
I'm
is.
figuring that out. Yes. Yes.
Just be careful.
Thank you.
You are so sensitive, and other people cannot imagine your sensitivity because they don't have it.
Right.
And so don't give anybody else the power to tell you.
Thank you.
Before you take any substance that anybody gives you, you hold it in your hand, you bring
Right.
it close to yourself, and you say, Self, with a capital S, is this important for me?
Right.
And most of the time, you're going to get a no.
Yep. That's what's happening.
And when you get that no, your job is to honor that
Yeah.
because you have access to the truth. And
Yes.
so your truth is more important than anybody's idea of what is true for you,
Yes.
including us.
Hmm.
Don't you understand for yourself what's true.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking to everybody about this.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just you. What we are cultivating in spirituality is our autonomy to make our own choices about our sensitivity to really listen to the highest with it, which is within us.
Yeah.
Because all of us are looking outside of us for the most important thing that is really inside of us.
Right. Oh.
Does that?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And I'm finding, gosh, and it may be just because I'm going through so much sensitivity. There's so much I feel
Well, the
in
thing is,
reaction to.
you are you're an open vessel.
Mm.
And so really people should be coming to you for advice, not vice versa.
Mm. Just
And
listen to the birds, be outside with the flowers and the birds,
we know,
and spending
who
the
else do we
time.
know who talks to the birds? St. Augustine. Who else?
Oh.
This is not common. You are not a common person. You are a very evolved person. And so looking for that outside yourself at this point is a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Looking
Mm.
for anybody to give you any advice about what your experience is in your body is a mistake.
Gosh, thank you for that.
Yes, you have the information and you have access to it. And whenever you use it, you're told the truth.
I am.
And
Right
when
away.
you recognize that truth and walk away from usually what somebody else is telling you to do, you're always better.
Yes.
Or if you take the microdose that you're being told to take, that somebody says it doesn't work, when you take it, you feel better.
Mm-hmm. Right. The
So,
smallest, smallest, smallest.
yes, the answers are in you. You don't need anybody else to get those answers.
Yeah.
You already have the answers. And we want you to know because failure to recognize this gets you in a lot of trouble.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I've been masking all my life, all because it was all just too much information input. Oh, and some
Right.
traumas and
So you're really asking other people how to calm that down. And the
no
people
one
you're asking don't have that access.
don't understand it. Yeah.
So they don't even know the question,
Right.
let alone the answer.
Right. Thank you for reminding me of that. That was the words I really, the healing words
Well,
I needed to hear.
you need to recognize the gifts you've been given.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Gosh, thank you.
It's-
Yes, I feel that deeply. It's just,
yes, it's the truth.
yeah,
You know how the truth is a visceral experience.
yes,
Take this in. Really take it in.
I am.
Allow it to change your feeling of
Chemistry,
yourself.
frequency.
You know, the lack that you think you have is not really there.
Thank you so much.
Take that in.
I am. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Wow. Ah, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. We all got still, so we can go back into meditation. We're already there. We'll just spend a few minutes there together. Mm. We love being with you. So we want to say one more thing, and that is that we are spiritual seekers until we are spiritual finders. We're so grateful for your participation, for the opportunity to be with you. Thank you so much for being here today. Bye for now.